press the bell icon on the YouTube app and never miss another update.
Hello students, welcome back to your social science class, and today we are going to continue the lesson Consumer Education and Protection. In the previous class we have discussed about who is a consumer, who is also termed as the buyer, okay, or the user. In the Consumer Protection Act it is being referred to as the consumer, okay, or it is being referred as the user in common terms by the other service organizations that are there. And then we dealt with how the producer goes on to take the role and give it to the middlemen or those people who trade there, okay, merchants there. And then it goes on to the shopkeepers and then to the consumer. So it's a big cycle that is going on. And in this cycle there is a lot of cheating or malpractice or a kind of looting the other being done, all in terms of making profit for each one of them, otherwise just trying to put the other person down. Basically through money, this is what is running through money. He or she would like to have a certain amount of money, and that's the money that they take. So today we are going to move forward, and I give you a little explanation on online shopping also. Forward we are moving into what is called as the rights of a consumer or the Consumer Protection Act, which was given to protect and to show that the consumer also has its or her own dignity while they purchase certain things. Okay, so today we are moving into consumer protection. Now why this? See, the two words itself suggest to you the meaning of the sentence. Protection of the consumers so that they don't fall into any other difficulties in between the traders or between the producers. Okay, so very easy definition. Always catch the meaning of the sentence through the words. Sometimes while you answer your questions also in the answer sheet, the answer lies in the question. All you have to do is open your senses clearly and see, understand, figure out. If they ask you what is consumer protection? Protection of consumers from traders and producers. That's it. See, such a simple definition that is there. Now why do they want to protect these? Because see, consumer also has its right. Now can anybody give us any spoilt good that is there, then so that we cannot be using it for anything else? If you have to bring a packet of oil, can they give you a packet of oil which is going to expire another 2 days? See, on the other hand, the consumers also must be wise enough to check all these details and then buy. We cannot all be blaming them for our own mistake. Sometimes cheating happens there. That is why when you go to stores, please check. This is a way of marketing. They keep the old goods first and the new goods in the end. Go and check. It happens mostly. In rare cases when you go, maybe not there. Other day I went to the bazaar. I just wanted to check this, whether they are keeping the new goods out. But that particular compartment didn't have anything like that. Even the last product that was there was of the same date that the first product was. So I'm not telling you everywhere it happens, in all compartments, in all sections that are there in the bazaar. But in certain sections it does happen. So you will have to have patience to check. If you have patience to check, then go and please check. Moving on to Consumer Protection Act. Now there was a lot of exploitation, there was a lot of cheating that was being done to a lot of people on a regular basis. And when this happened on a regular basis, there were consumer movements that were started. Now if we have to fight for our rights, don't we go and protest and don't we start a movement? And that movement leads into taking on to certain tasks and making the people aware of their rights, or making people aware of what is to be done by them and what is not to be done by them, what are their rights and what are not their rights. So all this was tried to put into practice because of the regular exploitation that was happening to the consumers. Now who was doing this? The traders were doing this. Now ancient times, I told you in the previous class, it was a direct contact with the producers. But in the present case, it is not like that. Rarely do you get a direct contact with the producer, but you have to go through the middlemen to get your products. Now if you go to a store, there may be different 10 producers who are selling their products to that shop, or who are giving that products to their shop. Do you know which producer has given it? We don't know. We simply tell we want that, we want this, and then we bill and we come back. But if you have a direct contact with your producer, you obviously know who is giving you the goods. Here what's happening, the traders are coming in between. So I give you an example of how money is being told. If it's for 20 rupees for the farmer, they sell it for 40 or 45 rupees in the market. That's how they make the remaining amount is in their pocket, and the rest is for the farmer or whoever is producing it. So regular exploitation was happening, and people needed to know their rights. That is why a lot of people came and made something called as the consumer movements. Okay, now when these movements came together, the government was alerted by what these movements were trying to tell them and create awareness, and to people, they started to formulate or bring in new ideas and new issues together. Then they tried to sit and regulate certain things for the people or for the consumers as such. So 30 acts have been implemented till now in the 5 decades. Then a few of them are Essential Commodities Act, Weights and Measures Act. Now weight and measure, okay, when you measure something, you will have to write it appropriately. The weight that the product is actually weighing, not supposed to write. Earlier it was a weighing machine that was there, and sometimes people, now it's an electric machine that is there that runs, but sometimes weights and measures can go here and there. So you'll have to write properly on the packets, and you'll have to get it standardized by certain marks that are there. Okay, ISI, egg mark, all these have to certify certain products, and only then can be certification is important. Then Act Against Adulteration of Food Articles. Now adulteration of food articles happens especially with turmeric powder, your milk, okay. Now turmeric powder, even if they mix something of yellow color, you don't know. It's mixed because the weights have to increase. Now this is done when the demand is very high, okay. When the demand is very high, they tend to do this kind of adulteration that is there. Simply mix something else with the other, and then increase the weight. So with the turmeric also you can test it. Keep 2 glasses of water, and then add a pinch of turmeric here, add a pinch of turmeric here. If the color of the water changes, something like that, okay, you can make a test like that and understand. Then your rice, okay, to increase the weight, stones are added. Do you get stones while you eat? To increase the weight, that is done to increase the weight. Then with milk, okay, water can be mixed. Then with horse gram, also different powders are mixed. With salt and sugar also, you don't know what is being mixed there. So different, even with your chili powders, your garam masalas, okay, all your masala powders that are there. What is mixed, you don't know. So best is prepare your own masala powder at home, so that you know what you have put in. But we don't know what they have put in. Simply it tastes good. So many such products. Go to the internet and just check adulteration of food, and then you will get a number of web results that are there of food that has been adulterated, and tests to check adulteration of food. Alright? Okay. Then, so in 1986 the Consumer Protection Act came out, and that played a very important role in protecting the rights of the consumers. So World Consumers Day is celebrated on the 15th of March or every year, okay, 15th of March every year is World Consumers Day. Now how did this day got to be marked as the World Consumers Day? Now this was a moment, a World Consumers Movement was happening from the beginning of 1962, 15th of March, and that is why it's an important day, because the president then gave the American consumers, he was John F. Kennedy. Kennedy gave American consumers 4 basic rights on that day, the 15th of March, okay, and that is why it's observed. What were the 4 basic rights that he gave? First one was the right to safety, okay. First one was the right to safety and quality. That is, you must be safe when you consume those products, and the producers must give you quality based food, not give you anything that is in and around, or just pick something and then give it to the consumers. No, a consumer has his or her own right for safety. Then the right to choose, the consumer has the right to choose. It's not the shopkeeper or the trader who gives them the product. So now in the markets you can choose, isn't it? You have the right to choose. Then the right to information. Information regarding certain things about whatever the product is. Now if you look at a packet, everything is listed down in the packet. The ingredients that are added, when it was manufactured, when is it going to expire, used before 24 months from the date of manufacture. Have you read that? Used before 6 months from the date of manufacture. Then sometimes they also give you precautions or suggestions there. It contains nuts, okay, it contains, it is gluten free, whatever it is. It contains certain oils which may be allergic. They write that, but we fail to observe it. Sometimes some people are allergic to nuts, some certain oils. When we fail to read all of them and consume it, then it's totally difficult for our health. It is written, see, ingredients are written, the date of manufacture and expire is written, your price is written, okay, and if certain methods like these are written, the product contains nuts, the product has certain oils, okay, it's gluten free, whatever. Then after that they also give you a detail of what that product is. They give you an address. If you have any queries or complaints, contact, okay. Then if it is a certified product, they give you certifications. Veg or non-veg, they give you green and red. So many things they have to do, because they have to give the consumers the right product. They have to give the consumers the product that they shouldn't be blamed for. So all this is written. Now just observe the next packet you bring in your house, any packet, okay, maybe oil, maybe eatables, maybe snacks, or maybe certain masalas, whatever. Just sit and observe the packet. Everything is laid down there. Certified by, they've also written. Sometimes, okay, some sentences are for advertising purpose, forget that. But I'm telling you the information that they give. Just the next packet you bring in your house, please sit and observe. So, right to information and the right to be heard. Your voice should speak, you have the right to speak. Now, any matter for that, anything for that matter, you have a voice, okay, you can raise your voice to certain things. That is why they give you, if you have any complaints, call. Some respond, some don't, but if it is a serious issue, it's taken into task. Now a lot of things made news, Maggie has led and other things. Somewhere it must have triggered someone, and somewhere it must have led to something, and that is why they said it contains lead and other things. Now after all, it's all maida products are not good, and that is why we also must be very careful when we consume maida that is there. Okay, so 15th of March is a World Consumers Day. So he gave 4 basic rights: right to safety, right to choose, right to information, and right to be heard. Alright, now what does the Consumer Protection Act say? Act says every consumer must know, or this act gives us the importance of safety and quality. Safety is important of the consumers as well as the quality of the product is important. Now this is being explained in the previous one. Next one, avoiding production and sale of dangerous goods. So you must avoid the production of dangerous goods that are there. Sometimes crackers. Now we like to do them, especially during Deepavali. A lot of crackers are burst. We do them, but we don't know how much of harm we are doing to somebody else. How much of harm we are, or how much of trouble we are causing to another person and animals as well. Because they also have the right to live. Can't we celebrate our festivals without bursting crackers? We can. Why can't we? We can. It's after all a family union, a family gathering, and the mood, the festive mood that is there. Why not do something else with that money that you simply spend on the crackers? It's a momentary happiness. Don't you realize? See, the time you burst it and do like this, it's over. All your flower pots or whatever, just burst them out, it is gone, over. Momentary happiness, isn't it? With the same money, if you use to aid somebody else or help someone in terms of educating them or in terms of doing something, that will last a lifetime. That blessing will last a lifetime. So they are not supposed to produce any dangerous goods which are harmful to its consumers or any material for that matter. Okay. Next is prevention of trade malpractices in the market. Not supposed to do any malpractice or cause difficulty to anybody or cheat like this, loot in the name of money, okay, loot anybody for somebody else's innocence, not like that. They should be getting what they want, what they have to get, and they should have their rights, whoever it is. They are not supposed to do any kind of cheating, okay, that's a very basic word that I am using, cheating of anything in any matter. Next is, there should be supervision on quality, weights, measures and price. Quality must be checked, the weight of the product must be checked, okay. It should be measured, how much quantity it is, and then the prices should be specified. So the MRP is always written and you have to purchase it according to the MRP. Some take 1 or 2 rupees more, okay. So that's in their pocket, you must realize. That's in their pocket, not going anywhere else. So whatever is written as MRP is MRP. You must take it according to that much. Then, compensating the consumers. See, when you once if you go to the shop and then they know that you check all these details and then ask them the product, the next time you go they will be very careful. You just do it. If they don't give you for MRP, ask them for MRP and tell them that you are going to do certain things. The next time you go to the shop, they will give you a nice product. They will give you whatever is necessary. Once it happened to me, the manufacturer expiry date was already over and he just gave me. But little did he know that I am going to check all these things. Then I told him, see, it's going to expire another 2 more days and I don't want this product, give me a better one. He is telling me, no madam, it's okay, it's nothing else is going to happen, you can keep it in an airtight container, nothing is going to happen. I said that you keep it for yourself, you give me another one. So the next time I went, he gave me a good product, knowing that I would check it. So you must always be wise enough. They will act twice wise as you, but you have to act thrice, okay. So all these are very important and little basic information that we know, not just in hurry pick something. Take time for everything. Everything needs time. When you buy certain things, even when you dress or when you do any organization work or any work that you do, everything wants its own time. You must be able to spare for it, and only then you become aware of certain things that are there. Okay. Now, you must supervise all these things. Okay. Then, if there is any problem and the result of trade, they must be compensated, like a refund of money or a refund of any thing, or give them a better product. So compensation must always be done if the products are hampered. Sometimes it happens, okay. Some shopkeepers are really good. it did happen to me once. I went on to buy milk, okay, half a liter of milk, and then that day it was my mistake. I didn't check the expiry date, and I went back, and when I boiled milk, it split, okay, or got spoiled. So I went back to the shopkeeper and I told him, why did you keep a milk which has expiry date? And then he didn't say anything, but he just picked another packet and gave it to me. But see, on their side also it was a mistake of keeping the packet which already crossed its date. Another side, it was also my mistake of not checking it and bringing it. So sometimes, you see, we do make mistakes, and that mistake causes us to be aware the next time that is there. Alright. So after that I was aware of taking it. I usually take it from him every day, so I just picked it out and went, thinking that it will not be there. But it did happen. So I became aware. So every mistake that you do is making you aware of certain things. Alright, so compensation. Then you're creating awareness to people through consumer education that is there. Okay, consumer education, and just like any other education that we have. Like your learning that you're doing now. On the other hand, we should also make people aware of their needs of consuming certain things, of what they can do and what they cannot be doing, where they can complain and okay, where they cannot be complaining. Okay. Now, the major objective is, see this you can put it in the first one there, major objective is to ensure quality goods are given to the people and services also are given at a very reasonable price, not too high, not too low, but average, reasonable, which people can afford. And when a reasonable price is done, they can have a healthy competition with the other partners or other competitors that are there. Now this Consumer Protection Act goes to whole of India, and it applies to all the goods and services. Now this act gives consumers its rights such as, now know your rights properly, okay. You have the right to protect against the marketing of goods which are hazardous to life and property of the consumers. Now you have the right to stop marketing the products that are very harmful to you and your property, okay. Then you have the right to information, you have right to information of everything that is there about the quality, the quantity, the purity of the product, the standards. I told you the marks have to be put, they have to be certified standards, so that there will not be any unfair means of doing certain things, okay. Then you have the right for choice, right to choice, right to choose, okay, right of choice. So different products are there. I gave you an example in the previous class. 3 shops, one costs you 100, another costs you 60, another costs you 70. So you can compare and contrast and then buy. So you have the right to choose, okay, your choice is also mattering when there are a variety of goods with competitive prices that are there. Then you have the right to be heard with all consideration to what you have to say. You have the right to make your voice if there is any problem that is happening. Then you can seek compensation, you can seek a favor in your behalf or verdict in your behalf if there are unfair means of or unfair practices that have been done which have been harmful or which have been not of a good quality to the consumers. Then you can stop, you have the right to stop exploitation of whoever it's happening. Exploitation can happen only to you or many people around you, okay. So you have the right to stop exploitation as well. Then you have the right to have a healthy life and increase the quality of your life, so that you can always send in your queries and complaints to certain people, okay, and then the consumer cell hears all your queries and complaints, so that they protect your rights and don't harm the entire population that is there. Alright, we'll stop at this today. and then we'll see where we can complain, who are the people who can help us, and where we can go in the coming part or the coming class that is there. Thank you very much for listening.